with funding supports ranging from 5,000 Ghana cedis to 100,000 Ghana cedis. You also can qualify for some of these supports. And the most exciting thing is that I see a lot of TVET institutions in this room. That for me is something that is where the hope also comes from. We have a program we started last year to be able to team up and provide funding support for those in the TVET sector, technical and vocational institutions, and those who have come out and have acquired certain degree of skills, for us to put money into their hands and expand their skills so that they can be on their own for other young people. If you're happy with this, why don't you clap for yourself? So through the Ghana Enterprise project, Ghana Skills Enterprise project, we have a program now. Once you finish the TVET institution, any skill that you have acquired, don't just go and be sitting at home, but ensure that you can translate your skills into a viable business that provide jobs for other people. So as my honorable ministers will be talking about this afternoon, listen to it carefully with all the policies that have been put in place. And from here, you can visit NEIP, our stand here, get to know more how you can apply for these support services to be able to get funding for your business idea that you have. We also have plans for those in the universities, the Graduate Enterprise Program. Now, if you're a final year student in the university about to graduate, you can sign up and have your national service for your own self. So instead of being posted to Unilever or any other company, you can be posted to your own company. You have your national service for yourself, and at the end of the month, you'll be paid your national service allowance. And this is a
Good morning. Good morning. I'm fine, thank you. And you? I am fine, thank you. And you? All right, thank you. So you are fine. I'm grateful you are fine. I am Philomena Norman, as have been introduced, from the Ghana Enterprises Agency, in charge of Women Entrepreneurship Development Department. This morning, I'm a little bit intimidated because I see a lot of guys more than females. So where are my women in the first place? Reverend, you didn't bring a lot of women here. There are lots of men more than women. Anyway, I know once you get the information, you'll be able to churn it out to them so that you can also take advantage of all that we're doing. We are the Ghana Enterprises Agency, formerly the National Board for Small Scale Industries, an agency under the Ministry of Trade and Industry mandated to promote and develop businesses across the country. In Ghana, we are located in all the regional capitals and in 191 districts. At the district level, we are normally called the Business Advisory Center. Anything you want to know about business, anything you have dreamt of, anything you have thought of, just visit any of our business advisory centers and you'll be supported. What do? We provide you with non-financial and financial support services. Under the non-financial support services, we have, in partnership with the MasterCard Foundation, supporting 39,000 youth to be able to have access to dignified and fulfilling jobs. So with this particular program, we are looking at those within the ages of 16 to 35 years to take advantage of this particular opportunity. We have it in 3 full components. We have one where we are looking at those in the vocational skill training. So those in the TVET in the ecosystem, you are not left out. You are supported with the skill that you need. And once you are done, you are given startup kits for you to start and run your own business. Once you are also done and you want to enter into the employment pathway, we also link you to employment opportunities. And then those in the universities, the graduate youth, once you have the idea to start your business, we take you through what we call our incubation, prototype, and bootcamp programs, where you are supported to be able to ideate your business and then bring it into fruition. And then you're also supported with some seed fund for you to start, and as well as mentorship program for you to be able to run and move the business to the next level. And those in existing businesses, where we call the Business Acceleration Program, we support you with technical assistance. We have our Kaizen program, where we look at productivity increase and quality improvements. We also support you through the Food and Drugs Authority and the Ghana Standards Authority, where your products are certified at no cost, and with the Ghana Standards Authority at a rebate for you to be able to enter into market avenues. And so for us, we are here to support anybody with any business idea, anybody running a business, and anybody who is dreaming to start a business, for us to be able to help you to bring it out and then run it to the next level. So that at the end of the day, once you are able to start at the micro level, we see you through the small, the medium, and the large skills. Visit us at any of our offices across the country, and also outside there, we have a stand. Come to us, let's talk, and see how best you are able to bring your ideas into fruition. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And so the next stand you must visit is what stand? The Ghana Enterprises Agency. And I tell you what, Philomena, I love the part that highlights helping somebody who has designed a product to register it and have the product. And it is such a huge national endeavor. Everywhere you pass and every shop you enter, they will tell you they can export to your doorstep in Ghana. They have no restriction, and they love it, and they do it in layers with cooperatives and everything. And I learned about the German model as well, and it's a big thing there too. I am praying, trusting, and hoping that through the work of this very special person I'm about to introduce, Ghana would also begin to be able to crack the vocational and technical area and make it big time. I want to welcome the founder of the Design and Technology Institute, my old friend, Constance. Put your hands together. I'm sure you know why the clap is very big. The whole school is here. Constance, you can stand for president. When they're clapping for you, you are very much in demand. It's your turn.
Good morning. I'm so happy to be part of your youth event, and I wish that I had this opportunity 27 years ago when I was in university. We didn't have a quarter of the opportunities that you have. And so if I stand here and I speak to you today and I'm a success, then it should tell you what is possible. One of the first things that we tell our students at DTI that the world doesn't owe you anything. And I always ask our students, what is your driving force? What is your driving force? And I think that it's very important that we speak the truth to you, because if anybody tells you that the entrepreneurship journey is an easy one, they're lying to you. So we can give you all the start capital, give you all the support, but if you don't have the capacity, your capacity built, and you don't listen to stories like ours, then we set you up for failure. And that's why today I speak to you, and I would just tell you a little bit about my journey and the opportunities that existed in the technical and vocational space when it was really looked down upon. So I've been a student that has always been in the technical and vocational space. And I know the value of using your hands. When God gives you a talent, He expects you to make money out of it. And that's the beauty of being in the TVET space. It comes free, but it's how you turn it into money. So that's the first thing, that the perception that people who work in technical spaces don't make money. I have a company that is 22 years old, and we are the market leaders in the metal and fabrication space. Now, last year we had COVID, and then we all of a sudden realized that we don't produce enough in Ghana. The people who produce things are the people who use their hands. And that's why you are DTI. And that's the sort of soft skills that we give you, both hard and soft skills. But most importantly, I always tell young people that soft skills for me is even more important than hard skills. I call you Generation X because you seem to have this entitlement, and you think that you are owed you're owed. Nobody owes you anything. You have to earn it. And so I would place more emphasis on even soft skills, attitude. What will make you succeed? And then when you're given opportunities, what you make with those opportunities. I go to a lot of platforms and a lot of young people come up to me and they ask me, how did you start your business? I started off with nothing. I didn't have Ghana Enterprises Agency and Franklin's organization handing out money. I started off with nothing. And it's important that you grow organically. It's important that you also acknowledge that the skills that we give you, you have to build upon that. I speak to you as young people because the country's industrialization agenda is very much dependent on you and your success. I'm excited to see that a lot of you are from technical institutions where the country would depend on a lot of human capital, talent. Young people that are well-trained to work in our factories, but most importantly, when the factory opens at 8 o'clock, that means that you have to be outside the door by 7:30. And that's your generation and the charge that we give to you. So the three key areas, Albert said, we expect to see thousands of success stories coming out of you. And you have to come to tell us that this is what you gave us. And you can't even pay us by standing here to share our stories with you. So this is just to encourage you that it's possible, it's really possible. I am a living example, working in a male-dominated space, breaking barriers. There are no glass ceilings, but everything is possible. But most importantly, your attitude to want to take what has been given to you, but not on a silver platter. You have to earn it. Thank you.
Constance Swanika reminding us that it is possible, and she's a living testimony. One more time, let's appreciate a woman who is doing it and encouraging us to do it. And Constance, one thing you said that I would align myself with is the fact that when you started life, there was no minister who would come and sit with you and listen to you and share tips with you and share their own successes and failures with you. And there was no NBSSI or Ghana Enterprise Agency and NEIP to come and support you. But thank God that today you have it all. If you're appreciative, let's hear that roar of appreciation and a round of applause. I want to hear your voice. I love that. I love that. I love that. I tell you what, you're in the right place at the right time, in the right company. Before I bring on my next person, just a quick reminder, this is your coupon. Every one of you has this. Do you? Okay, hold on to this coupon. It's very important. This is your wow moment coupon. Don't hold on to it. Just fill it and hand it over to the ushers, because this is what will qualify you for a surprise giveaway. So if you see a form called wow moment, fill it in the next 2 minutes and give it out. And then this is the form that puts you in our database. It's the most important form for certification, for keeping you in our database, for future communication, working through with you and following you up so we tell your story tomorrow. This form, the registration form, is the most important form. So fill the registration form and the wow moment form and hand it over to the ushers now. Let me bring on now the Executive Director of the Springboard-Ghana Foundation to tell us why we even have gathered in this all-important convocation. Let's put our hands together for my friend, Comfort Okran. Please, if you don't clap, I can't go home. Okay? Please keep clapping so she gets to the speed.
Good morning. It's such a privilege to to have you all here today, and we are grateful that God has given us the opportunity to be here. Thank you, Honorable Minister. Thank you, Vice Chancellor. Thank you, Deputy Minister, for being with us, and thank you, the team from Ministry of Finance, for making this program a reality. Thank you so much. So why are we here? The first time we had the Springboard Roadshow, Pluto was still a planet. And believe it or not, people were still downloading viruses from LimeWare, and Ghana had just qualified for its first World Cup. Those were simpler times. But what began as a journey to teach and mentor a few youth has blossomed into a journey that we could have never, ever imagined. Over the last 15 years, the Springboard Roadshow has impacted lives of millions of people. And so if you have been in our teampreneurship, or you have been in a Springboard Roadshow program across the country, or you have listened to Springboard Virtual University, or the Springboard Hangouts on either radio or TV or online, I just want to say thank you. You are the ones who made this journey possible. But the journey hasn't always been easy. But by God's grace and a help of people in corporate and across the length and breadth of Ghana, we have been able to achieve this. We have been able to overcome. Last year, we all had a speed bump in our journey because of COVID-19. And none of us could have anticipated the way COVID-19 disrupted our personal lives, our country, our economy, and every other space that we know. Out of this disruption, we came up with a core program, an initiative that we partnered with MasterCard Foundation and Solidaridad to help the youth gain very important skills, resilience, and hands-on skills, and thrive, survive and thrive the pandemic. And they did thrive. Young people all over developed skills in industries ranging from construction to real estate to makeup to engineering to electrical engineering, carpentry, marketing, fashion, everywhere. But something was missing, and that missing piece was the opportunity. Where were the opportunities that they had to practice that which they have gained? And so when we heard about the 1 million jobs initiative, when Minister announced it, we said, this is it. This is the missing piece in the puzzle. So how do we take advantage of this missing part in the puzzle? As we talk to the young ones, as we talk to you, we realize that the questions that you have were, where is the initiative taking place? Where can we access it? What opportunities are there? How do we make ourselves relevant to take an opportunity of that? And so we said 1 million jobs initiative must answer this. Serve the people who need them most. We the young people, sorry, you the young people. And so that is why we are here today, to give you the chance to directly dialogue with the minister as well as his team from the finance ministry to find out these questions, all your questions about 1 million jobs. And of course, I'm sure you also heard about the U-Bank as well. So please ask the difficult questions. So please, don't be shy, raise your hands and ask those questions. Tell your friends also, and that is very important, because when you hear something good, don't keep it to yourself. Tell someone else about what you have heard and how it will impact their lives as well. There's more than enough room for everybody. We want to thank Honorable Minister for joining us. We want to thank the team from the Ministry of Finance. You have demonstrated that you do love the young people of Ghana, and you really want to make sure that the initiatives, the policies that you enact have the necessary impact that must come. And I would like to, I don't know if the Brewa people have yet reached here. Brewa, are you here? You are still on their way. We have the Brewa people coming to meet you as well today. And they said they were waiting for their edition, but whilst this one is so close, they'll join us. Thanks to our media collaborators, we can't do this without you. Prof, Vice Chancellor, Registrar, thank you for being the backbone of this program. You gave us your unflinching support and we are grateful. Thank you. The final round of applause I have reserved for you, the participants. You've made time to be here, to take notes, to take advantage of the program today, and I want to say, well done. So let's clap for yourselves. You are definitely the best. Today is about you. It's not the government, it is you. And therefore, know that each of you has that potential to change your life with the right opportunity. And here is the thing. Changing your life transforms your family. It also changes the ecosystem that you are in. It tells your friends that, you know what, it is more than possible. So, changing the world might not be what you can do. You are not Superman, but change your life so that you can change your personal world. 1 million jobs is here to give you a chance. It's here to create change, and it starts with you. So welcome and enjoy the conference.
Comfort Crown, let's appreciate it with a round of applause. Thank you very much, and thank you to Springboard for facilitating this absolutely amazing engagement. We want to receive now the landlord, the man who heard about this program and changed the university's program to receive us, and daily, weekly, worked with us step by step to ensure that today has become a reality. He's expected in Sunyani in the next hour, but he said, I will still receive the minister before I travel. Let's welcome the Vice Chancellor of UPSA, Professor Abednego Oko-Abate. Let's put our hands together in a big way as we welcome the landlord. Keep clapping till he comes. It ensures that we'll come back next time.
Morning. Oh, I said good morning. And welcome. As Auntie Connie said, it's about you, not about any of us. So we are glad you are here. And in fact, we are happy to host all of you, especially the young people who are with us today. Now, in 2017, when I became the Vice Chancellor, I had the privilege of being invited to join a small team in South Africa to brainstorm on Africa's problems or challenges. When I got there, the Minister of Finance was there, Uncle Ken was there. Please allow me to call him Uncle Ken. Now, as he rose to speak, you could see the passion he had about the youth of Africa. Afterwards, I engaged him, and 99% of the conversation was about the young people in Africa. I'm not surprised that Uncle Ken is here today to talk to the young people. I'm not surprised. But when we were growing up, apart from the president, the most important ministerial portfolio that we wanted to hold was the finance minister, because it comes with a certain aura and clout. So you see Dr. Kwesi Butchie in front of Daily Graphic holding his briefcase, going to read the budget. It looks so good, and the finance minister is far from the rest of us. Today, a finance minister can come and discuss and talk about issues of national interest with the youth of Ghana. This is amazing. This is amazing. And please, I don't say this lightly. if you know the job of a finance minister, it's not a joke. Even me, a small vice chancellor, the load I carry, how much more the finance minister? If a lot of the times, we don't even blame the president. Whatever challenge we face is about a finance minister. I sit around the table discussing with UTAG, GAWA, TEWU, and all the associated FUSAG. Everything they talk about is a finance minister. To have a finance minister sitting here and suspend all his problems to be here with us, I think it deserves another round of applause. Uncle Ken, thank you so much. My auntie in the US, who happens to know the finance minister personally, she told me one time, she said, do you know your finance minister went to Columbia University? It's one of the best universities in the world. And for the man to come, because usually those who go to these Ivy League universities, they will stay out there, make their money, enjoy their wealth, and come and visit us. The man has come to sacrifice his entire life serving Ghana. Uncle Ken, we are grateful. We are grateful. But people don't know this. He started this long ago. When I was a student at University of Ghana Business School, a Prof. Abuaji used to bring him. Those times, it was data bank. But he would leave all that he was doing, come and engage us in class, a class of 30, 50, unsung hero, talking about the issues of our country. So he's not doing this because he's a finance minister. That has been the star all this while. Uncle Ken, those seeds that you sowed, those years are gone, has brought some of us this far. I'm personally indebted to you. Thank you so much. And to Reverend Albert and Comfort, I mean, we were on campus together. People don't know that Reverend Albert used to lead praise and worship whilst Auntie Kono was in the choir. And I remember when it's time for praise and worship, sometimes he goes down, he goes out, he had 2 handkerchiefs, and will come and do the dancing. And when we order, for those days, we used to order for a Valentine card, etc. We used to go to somewhere in La, and he would design them for us. He has come a long, long, long way. He has been an entrepreneur at heart from our days on campus. What he's doing now is not for the media, something that it's right in his heart. He's done it all these years. 15 years on this roadshow and still counting. Ghana is grateful. Ghana is truly grateful. Thank you so much for doing this. Thank you so much. You have an impact on the young ones. So to my young ones, this is a rare opportunity. Take advantage of this opportunity. Ask all your questions. But as it was said, the most important thing for me is the attitude. This country, we have all the resources to make it. As the finance minister was discussing with me that, UPSA, how come? What happened? And I was trying to explain to him and said, the things you see here, mainly from internally generated funds. And we are glad to say we don't owe any bank a peso. Don't owe any bank a peso. I personally think that we complain too much. I think this country should count our blessings. And I tell some of my colleagues and said, universities should be grateful that government pays our salaries. The rest, we should be able to do it by ourselves. Because I look at Central University, I look at Ashesi, I look at Valley View. Can you imagine that wage bill if we were to do that every month? It means that we will not be able to do anything. We thank government for at least paying our salaries. It frees us to do all the other things that we do. And that, I think, we should be grateful. So what am I saying? Young people is the attitude that there are so many opportunities. We truly can make it. It's an opportunity to be educated. It's a privilege, much as it's a right. From then onwards, nobody should complain. Let's look out for all the opportunities and make Ghana a better place. I wish you well, and I hope you are going to have a nice time. But more importantly, take the lessons you are going to learn from this, that the future is very bright for this country. I appreciate you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's appreciate the Vice Chancellor, Professor Abednego Okuamati. Please put your hands together for this man. Passionate, committed, making things happen in this great institution, and he also serves as the president of the Vice Chancellors Association across the country. Thank you so much once again, sir. We're about to dive into the deep end of this conversation, but before that, let me hear some youth voices, because this is all about the young people. So let me bring on 3 young people who were hit so bad by COVID-19, but who, with the help of the core program that was put together by Springboard, MasterCard, and Solidaridad, were able to lift themselves up to share a little about what they did so that somebody can say, I also can do it. Let me welcome Dora Dede Enim, Gideon Sosu Jr., and Rukia Abdul Rahman to climb up stage. Please, these are young people. If you can't clap for them, I don't know who you can clap for. Give them some morale, as they say, morale. All right, so let me get a microphone for them, and I'm going to give you just a minute, 1 minute, to tell, smile. Just look at this audience of young people and tell them what happened to you during COVID and how you were able to navigate your way around. So you are Dora. Dora, tell us, you are into events. Tell us what happened to you.
So, thank you very much. My name is Dora. I'm into interior and events. So, somewhere around March, it was announced that all events have been suspended. And just imagine, my work is seasonal, and I've invested so much into the business. So it was like, I was down. It was like the world has come to an end. But thanks to core program, when I listened to the Who Moved My Cheese, I realized changes are inevitable to life. So as an individual, you should expect changes. And it toughens me. So since then, and aside that the finance aspect, I learned something like you don't spend all that you get, and don't live on, you shouldn't live on borrowing. So I learned that, and since then, I'm enjoying life. Although I've not arrived, but Who Moved My Cheese has strengthened me, it has toughened me to be an entrepreneur. Thank you very much.
You know what, this is so beautiful. You may never get to meet Spencer Johnson, who wrote that book, but somebody borrowed a book somebody had written, shared a presentation in 15 minutes, you listen to it, and your life is not the same again. Dora, this is the kind of story we want to tell to the whole world. Let's put our hands together for Dora. She's making progress. Let's have the next person.
Thank you very much.
So Gideon, tell us your story. What is your core story?
So I'm into IT tech industry. I'm solving the problem of fire disaster, burglary, and then also identity theft. I use AI technology to do those kind of stuff. I started my business way back in 2019, just before we entered 2000, when it was announced for a lockdown. So I couldn't attend to my clients, and then this lockdown also affected my client, but they weren't able to, travel to bring goods in and also give me some contract work and get money. So through my network, I was able to get connected to the core program, because I also participated in the ED program. Yeah. So I joined a lot of groups, honestly, because I wanted to learn a lot and take advantage of everything. I joined the investment program, Mr. Miles was there. I joined the software application program, where I learned to build some software myself. I joined the agri program, and then I was able to connect with one guy who introduced me to the Agri-Tech Cosmos Innovation Project. Now we are a team of 3 people who are part of the Agri-Tech for this year, and we are currently doing our market research. So I think it's a platform that I learned a lot, and I also get connected to many people I don't know, I've never met before, but for that interactions, I'm very grateful. And also this platform today is amazing, and thank you very much for everything.
Before you go, Gideon, I like the word network that you used. A friend pointed it to you and said, Charlie, something is happening. Come and take advantage. How important is networks as you build your career as a young person?
Honestly, I love to network a lot everywhere I go, because there's a saying that your network is your net worth. So one day I was there, I watched through my phones, and then, because I aspire to be a millionaire or billionaire in future. I love money, honestly. Yeah. So I watched through my phone, and then when I see the list of contacts, these people couldn't connect me to my dream. So that's where the inspiration came from, that no, anywhere you go, you have to connect to the right people who can push you to achieve your dreams.
There are right people all over this place. During the break, make sure you make at least 10 new friends. Thank you very much, Gideon. Finally, let's welcome Rukia Abdurrahman. Rukia, how are you today?
I'm blessed. How about you?
I'm learning from you. So, Rukia,
Good morning.
Morning.
Okay, so with me, I really can't believe it's over a year since COVID came. Now, when COVID came, I had now finished service and had applied to teach in a private school. So it came, and then I was just home. You know, with a private school, you are laid off because since there's no income, they can't keep you. And I was so sad thinking about myself. And I bet you, call or Springboard can really frustrate you. Yeah, they hear a beep and you check your phone. And it was so consistent. It comes and then.
Continue.
It comes and then I just put them off. But then there was one time it came and I said, let me just give it a try. And then I did. And what I'm so grateful for is the fact that they didn't give up on me, even though I had given up on myself. And the fact that they made me realize that my cup was half full instead of half empty. And if I'm here today, it is because of that decision I took to join them, the core PR and then communications group. Now, I have the desire of being in the media sector. And so when they came on board and I saw that platform and I joined, through my interaction with people, now I've not only learned to appreciate myself, but I've learned to appreciate everyone I meet, no matter how little you are, because I don't know who helped me climb that ladder. And so you're not here by mistake. And CORE or Springboard was not created for a mistake. COVID had come. It is still here, but you are alive. Have you asked yourself why? Why are we all gathered here this morning? It is because you have a purpose. If not for today, at least tomorrow. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Rukia. Rukia, where are you based?
I'm currently living at Hacho. But when COVID came by them, I was in Tamale.
I remember that one. You were in Tamale then. Yes. We're trusting God that in the next couple of years, you'll be one of those people whose stories will be in the next compilation of big Springboard stories.
Amen.
Thank you very much. Let's put our hands together and appreciate our three young people as they go back to their seats. Dora Dede Enim, Gideon Sosu Jr., and Rukia Abdurrahman. Please, let's appreciate them for what they've done. The next voice you will hear moderating this program is a big friend of Springboard. But before I introduce him, let's dive into the deep end of this program and bring on somebody that I've known for years. The minister is not here alone. He's here with a full team of experts who want to help us navigate our path to the blessing that lies ahead for every single one of us if we can fully appreciate the details of what is being spelled out. Let's start with what the Ghana CARES Obatampa program is about, and welcome the Coordinating Director Technical of the Ministry of Finance, Ms. Eva Menz, to come up. Please give her a warm round of applause. I want your applause to reflect your appreciation, so keep clapping till she gets here.
Hello and good morning, everyone. And let me add my voice to all the participants today, especially the students, and welcome you here on behalf of the Honorable Minister and the team from finance. We are very happy to be here today because, as has been mentioned by Albert, the Minister and the Vice Chancellor, the Minister is very passionate about the youth. We have been to Tamale, we have been to Sunyani, we've done a couple of programs in Accra, and today it's your turn to have an encounter, a life-changing encounter with the Minister of Finance. And the Vice President, the Vice Chair, was quite on point when he said that it is such a privilege to have the Minister himself come here to speak to you. This is the man who manages the purse when the President needs money, when any minister needs money to do any work, they call him. So when he stands here, he stands, you are in a good place today. So please give a hand clap to the Honorable Minister for making time to come here. So today, my job here, I have 10 minutes to share with you what government policy is and the framework that we are delivering our program, our economic transformational program. Last year, March, we were hit by COVID. And when COVID hit, soon after, the visionary president tasked the Minister for Finance to put together a program. And he said something, and I want to quote what he said. He said, COVID-19 gives us an opportunity to recreate our country, an opportunity to do something meaningful. This is a challenge we must seize. That is a quote from the president. And he said this way back in April, soon after COVID had hit. So a team was put together, led by the Minister for Finance and a technical team. Dr. Ansu Isie, he led the technical team to put together the program. And they put together this document we call Ghana CARES. What does Ghana CARES mean? It is the Ghana COVID-19 Alleviation and Revitalization of Enterprises Support. Ghana CARES, and we call it Obatampa. And most of us understand Chi. Obatampa means a good mother. So this program is intended as government's policy framework to make sure that we recover from the impact of COVID and also ensure the transformation of this country. What is it about and what does it seek to do? When COVID hit us, as we know, the whole world came to a halt. There were lockdowns, so there were no shipment going around. And then something was reinforced to us as a people, our dependence on imports. Currently, our second largest import is frozen food. Our fourth largest import is rice. Our eighth largest import is tomatoes. Those are three staples that we depend on. Certainly, we cannot continue to import those. So what did we seek to do? Under Ghana CARES, we are seeking to make sure that at least we are not dependent on these three things: rice, tomatoes, and poultry. We are importing so much of these items. When we have land and we have the people, every day our young people are crying that they don't have jobs. So what are we seeking to do? We are seeking to match what we need as a people and what the people can do, and opportunities to be created to ensure that, as Ms. Swanika said, putting all those three together. So Ghana CARES will ensure that we link up all these three things: our needs as a people so we can be self-sustaining, our young people who need jobs and want to be entrepreneurs in these areas, and then create the demand to ensure that there is demand for your produce, so that when you produce, you don't come back to say that, well, we produced and nobody purchased it. So our focus is on 6 key sectors. 1 is agriculture, 2 is agribusiness, 3, tourism, For what Ms. Swanika is doing, supporting local entrepreneurs and government agencies to put together the simple machinery that we require to produce. Why? Because almost everything that we need, every machinery is imported. The bolt, the nuts, the simple equipment that we need to just even crush tomatoes, we have to bring them in. So one of the things that we are seeking to do is to start light manufacturing and machinery and tools manufacturing, so that the basic things that we need to add value to agri-produce, we can manufacture them here. So let's please give a hand to Ms. Swanika for the work she's doing. That's exactly what Ghana Cares is seeking to do. Support industries like that, so we can again be self-sustaining. The other thing is the IT, the tech hub. Yeah, 2 days ago, we had a meeting in the minister's office, and I emphasized the point that India does most of the work, the back room operations of most of these IT companies. When you have a problem with StanChat and you call their hotline, it will send you to India. In the meantime, StanChat is in the UK. We are 6 hours from the UK. There's no reason why Ghanaians cannot do that work. So what we want to do on the Ghana Case is to train our people, give them skills, help set up tech hubs that you can be trained, and you can also develop skills in the IT and IT financial sector. The other area that we are looking at is construction and housing. We recognize that housing is a basic human need, and the gaps and the deficits are significant. So one of the areas that we'll be seeking to focus on is housing, but not the traditional housing that we need where you try and build over 20, 15 years. That same income that you are earning, that you want to put into your own house, we are structuring a housing finance mortgage scheme so that you can pay through that and ensure that after working for 40 years, you can retire with a house and you won't owe anyone. So we don't see all these uncompleted homes, their investment, and we are not getting returns from them. So those are the areas that we want to focus on. So 6 key areas. And we can find, even in agric alone, there's so many aspects of agric that we can tap into. It is not just the traditional agriculture. We are going vertical. We are introducing tech, high tech. We are introducing all those modern types of greenhousing and all. And I believe that you heard from NEIP on that. So how much are we spending on Ghana Cares? And that is the most audacious thing that we've seen done by any government since independence. Honorable Minister announced a 100 billion Ghana CD program. This is not 2,600 billion. This is current 100 billion. That's a lot of money. Government itself will invest 30 billion of that. We are hoping to get 70 billion from private sector to invest in the economy. What are we seeking to achieve? We want to raise the productivity level across the nation. Everywhere we want to introduce new skill sets. We want to encourage, and Honorable John Kuma will be doing that. We want to encourage people to go out on their own and start the business. And we are going to provide funding for skills and new knowledge. We also want to have a regional hub. As you know, Ghana sits in a very good place now. We've always been the black star of Africa, and we think that we are better placed than most to become the hub of Africa. What are we seeking to achieve? We want to be the hub for finance. We know that even though our big brothers, the Nigerians, are across, we are the preferred destination. So we want to take advantage of that and then make us the regional hub. As I said, government will be spending 30 billion. Already, 7 state institutions have been engaged. We have signed compacts with them. And under Ghana Cares, we are not doing things traditionally. We are trying to model a new way of doing business. So for the first time, we've signed compacts with the various ministries. And then we are implementing clearly defined milestones and deliverables. We hope that with that we can track and monitor what our MDAs are doing and not give them money as a traditional way that you are used to. We are also trying to negotiate with private sector to do PPPs, especially for infrastructure. Because as we know, our infrastructure needs are huge. Most people and most communities are looking for roads and drainage and all of that. Government cannot do all of that by itself. So what we are seeking to do with the Ghana Investment Fund is to make sure that we go into arrangements with them so we can partner them. So we're going to see roads.
How are you doing? This is how we do it right here at UPSA. It's good to have you here. And we are live on Joy, on Asasi, on YFM, on Hits. It's good to have the information behind you, so you just look behind and you see it. Good morning. My name is Kafui Day. It's a real pleasure to be part of Springboard for 2021. We've got a lot ahead, interesting conversations and dialogues. But before that, you know, learning is not just sitting down and absorbing information like a sponge. Learning comes in various ways, and the next person to pick up the microphone and communicate to you is outstanding, he's knowledgeable, and he's more than okay for this event. Let's put our hands together for Achami Kwame.
Hello, Honorable Minister Michiao. Michiao, you know. See, I'm supposed to do a performance, but before that, I want to say something. But because of the English, I'm losing my voice. Can I speak Chi? So, Honorable is the next person to speak. So, my responsibility here is to get all of you to shake and dance, so that by the time he gets on stage, you will be vitalized to receive the content he's about to give you. I hope you promise to dance with me. Okay, okay, Obi, I'm sorry. Jeff, everyone, let's go. And then put on your fridge. Hey, man, you Chelsea, you push them for bridge. Drilling, we are not fire grilling. Empty pocket, said I wish, and Joe, what to be feeling. Watch me come from Franco. What the best I catch you, Kukum, that's gonna stop out by agenda. Yeah, whoa, Nasso, or so bad, Nasso. You know, I come on, so laundry. When you man, I had to eat the season, but we don't all that here. We have a fascinating gun and Tiago, consultation, I was in a after that, the blue garment said, feeling as I believe it. Scratch it, match it, whatever. Yanke friko tia, na ya mwaje fiemu. Na ya chesika, ya chenu mienu. Say amboga mpa, yani ye apemu. Yenya menayo, ya wakamayo. You need a sponsor, I didn't answer. Yenya menayo, ya wakamayo. You need a you very much. Thank you very much. Please, you may be seated. Okay, when we are done, I'll give you one more. But all that I want to tell you is that as a Ghanaian and an almost young Ghanaian, I believe in Ghana. That is why I am so crazy about Made in Ghana. And just a few years ago, I was a student just like you. And if you believe and you know that this is the only country God has given you and I, you are going to be passionate about it and not wait for someone to hand anything to you. Because if you are looking for any form of energy, whether it is power, whether it is work, productivity, it is your responsibility to create it for others. Because we've been told that someone will give it to us. And until we change that idea, we will always be coming cap in hand. So my younger brothers and sisters, this is a great opportunity for you to ask questions. You have come here to learn and also to teach. Please don't hold back. Thank you very much. Ghana will rise.
Rap doctor. Nice. Thank you very much, Chami. He will be back with all the energy jumping on off the stage. He will definitely be back. Now, in his mid-year budget statement, the finance minister made a bold declaration: 1 million jobs to be created. That's 1 followed by 6 zeros. Big and bold. And here to tell us exactly how that is going to happen, introducing Youth Bank and the creation of 1 million jobs, let us welcome the Honorable Member of Parliament for the good people of Ejisu, but for more importantly for you, he's a Deputy Minister of Finance, the Honorable Dr. John Ampontua Kuma. Let's make some noise for him as he comes over to tell us exactly how the 1 million will be created. After which we'll be having our keynote speaker address us at the Springboard-Ghana CARES Youth Dialogues, Accra. This one there is one man, one mic. Yeah. COVID because.
Good morning. Good morning. It's a pleasure to be with you this morning, but we cannot take for granted the opportunity the finance minister has given us today. So with the club offering and the noise making, let's cherish the honorable finance minister. Give it to him, give it to him, give it to him. He's one bold leader with so much love and passion for this country, especially for young people. And I thank him for the opportunity to address you this morning. My job is to talk about the road to the 1 million jobs. Creating a 1 million jobs through targeted policy interventions of government. How are we going to achieve that? And if you look at the overview of youth unemployment challenge in Ghana, you realize that it's quite high. If you look at countries like Ethiopia and Nigeria, Ethiopia, for instance, has the total workforce unemployment rate at about 3%, with youth unemployment at 4%. But Ghana has unemployment rate down to 4%, but the youth unemployment rate at 9%. And these statistics is World Bank, Ghana Statistical Service, and IFC and the ILO. We are better than Nigeria, though. If you look at it, Nigeria has high unemployment rate of 4% and the youth unemployment at 14%. But the future of jobs will be driven by digitalization, shifting value chains, and more frequent need for reskilling. So by 2030, we are going to have about 9 million jobs which will require digital skills. So if you are here and you want to position yourself strategically, you have to know where to put your studies to. And we will need not less than 1,000 IT graduates every year. Then the local employers are already feeling the pinch of the misalignment of or inadequacy of talent for their needs. In Ghana, about 50% of Ghanaian employers report hard to fill positions despite high unemployment. So if you go to the upstream petroleum sector, we are still importing some specialists in welding and basic skills that Ghanaians could have been trained to do. But we have to import some skills outside the country to come and fill. And that has to change. If you look at the continent, Ethiopia, Nigeria, South Africa, and Ghana, in the share of employers perceiving inadequate skills, Ghana is as high as 15% compared to 3% in Ethiopia and even 6% in Nigeria. So the youth must be given an opportunity. 6.6 million youth will enter the workforce by 2024. And thanks to His Excellency the President for free education, more of these young people are going to be educated. I believe you are clapping to thank His Excellency for the free education. Clap properly. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But the public sector jobs are capped, and the private sector must step up. So a strong mismatch exists between available skill set and the demand of employers. Over 50% of tertiary degree enrollments occur in fields with limited or no future growth. We must ensure our institutions are well placed to equip youth for either pursuing enterprise or entering the formal job market. We have no choice but to change the status quo. Where we are now as a country, we must see a paradigm shift in how jobs are created. And that is why the finance minister, the Honorable Ken Ofori-Atta, has announced that in the next 3 years, we must create 1 million jobs through the private sector. That will be anchored on 3 pillars. 1, improving access to finance and market linkages for young enterprise. 2, revamp institutional arrangements. And 3, we will develop skills in entrepreneurship with support and business advisory services. So, in order to provide the access to financing, the finance minister has announced a special product that will be targeting youth ideas and creativity and innovations. It's called the U-Bank. U-Bank is going to make business easy for you. U-Bank forms part of our tailored approach to solving access to finance concerns. I know most of you have ideas. Your question is, how will you finance it? Through this initiative, young applicants will be granted financial and technical support to start and grow their businesses. The implementing arms of the U-Bank will obviously be the GEA and NEIP. And you saw their leaders address you. They have their stands there. If you want to reach out to them on how you can assess when it is finally launched, you can contact them. So both institutions will collaborate to ensure entrepreneurs are provided sufficient support regardless of their location across the country. The U-Bank product will be open to anyone between the ages of 18 and 35 years. If you are here and you qualify, clap for yourself. So that means that almost everybody here will qualify for the financing support under the U-Bank. So U-Bank will be launched after the presentation of the 2022 budget, and applicants will be invited to apply for financial support through a dedicated U-Bank online portal or any of the GE or NEIP offices. The U-Bank will be seeded to provide the following services. So there will be microloans and starter packs. There will be business advisory services and training. Then all universities in Ghana, including even the secondary schools under the Students' Entrepreneurship Initiative, are going to have what we call the endowment funds. This money is going to sit on your campuses All you need to do is to create your idea, go through a process and apply, and you can source funding from your university campus to carry out your business idea. And then we will also provide market linkages. And now, you know, when we say market, it's not just about our 31 million population. We are talking about the intercontinental free trade area, which has over 1.2 billion population on the continent. So, vast opportunity for you when you are thinking about your ideas, not only Ghana, think continental, think globally. So the U-Bank will ensure that young people are given the requisite support from the early stage to develop and grow their businesses. So that's the paradigm we want to shift. Government will then work with institutions such as the Venture Capital Fund, commercial banks, to transition successful U-Bank beneficiaries from the SME level, from micro level to small to medium-sized enterprises. And this will be done through injection of longer-term financial support to help expand the operations of fledgling entities. Eventually, the brightest and best will be moved onwards to the Development Bank Ghana for large-scale financing. Have you heard about the Development Bank Ghana? That is another layer of development financing that is coming into our country. And thanks to the Honorable Finance Minister. Please clap for him for so many innovative financing arrangements for our country. Remember that government will not leave you behind. Under the revamping of institutional arrangements, we are going to have a lot of collaboration and proper coordination of all ministries that have youth programs and resource allocation. So there's going to be an interministerial, maybe steering committee, and then we will leverage on existing enterprise in the ecosystem. Every institution that has something to do with youth activity, like from the NEIP, National Youth Authority, Youth Employment Agency, all of them are also going to constitute the working committee with representatives from all these institutions so that we can efficiently manage resources, identify skill gap, and help young people to take advantage in the creation of these 1 million jobs. So NEIP alone will be targeting about 500,000 jobs. GEA will be targeting about 500,000 jobs, plus several other government institutions that will intervene. We will do that through agriculture, agro-processing, manufacturing, ICT, health, tourism, supporting student businesses and artisanal businesses. So it's not only those who are in school, even those who are out of school and are learning various skills, carpentry to welding to tiling, electricals, everything. You are also going to receive support for training and setting up your businesses as well. So when you contact NEIP and GEA, they will show you in details how you can benefit. But let me talk about a special arrangement which started under NEIP when I was the CEO, with a special collaboration between NEIP and NSS. Because we want to shift job creation to students, and now that we are also creating university endowment funds, when you complete or when you start your business idea, during the national service phase, we don't want to post you to, let's say, SNIT. Then after 1 year, they say that you have finished your national service, go and sit home. We want to post you through the NSS and NEIP arrangement onto your own project, the project you have started whilst you were in school. But it will be under the supervision of the NEIP program. So before you earn your allowance every month, you must submit the progress of your business. Now, through the NEIP, national service will be posted to their own business. Clap for the opportunity. So what it means is that whilst you are working for yourself, you'll be earning your national service allowance, and it will come as an incentive or subsidy for your business to grow. And then you can also apply to the U-Bank to fund further on your business, especially under recommendations from the NEIP and GEA. And the reach of the YEA program, the Youth Employment Agency, will also be expanded with the job centers to ensure youth know where to look for jobs. And we will also prioritize ongoing government programs like the Planting for Food and Jobs, One District, One Factory. All these will be coordinated so that we will be able to create more jobs, especially in the private sector for young people. Under the Ghana CARES program, Madam Eva has spoken about it. So all these things we are talking about is part of the bigger Obatampa CARES, which is seeking to expand the economy of this country and create more economic opportunities, especially for young people. So delivering these initiatives will require participation across the private, social, and government institutions. Government will do its part to create an enabling environment for young people to gain the skills, experience, and the capital required to pursue entrepreneurship. For those who want to enter the private sector, and I encourage everybody here to be aiming the private sector, government will support you with skills training to ensure you are the right fit for any employer, for you to even create a job and become the employer. We will also support the private sector through the flagship programs like the One District, One Factory, Planting for Food and Jobs, thereby enhancing the capacity of industry to create jobs for you. Thank you very much for the opportunity to address you.
Thank you very much, Honorable John Kuma, for letting us know exactly what the Youth Bank and the 1 Million Jobs initiative is all about. In case you just joined us, wherever you are listening to us, this is the Springboard-Ghana CARES Youth Dialogues Accra edition. Why am I saying Accra edition? There was a Tamale edition, there was a Sunyani edition, and this day was proud to be part of those days. It was great over there, and I'm sure it's going to be equally powerful here as well. So this is happening at the University of Professional Studies Auditorium today, 15th of October, live on all these platforms. And I want to say thanks to all the groups who have gathered here to be part of this event. So when I start mentioning the names, all of you clap, and then if I mention your organization, you stand while the clapping is going on, you sit down, I mention the next one, you clap, you stand. It will look like a nice Mexican wave in the heart of Accra. If you're ready for that, let us welcome all the people here who are making this a big, big success. And let me hear the clapping as we welcome University of Ghana Business School. Say, let's see you rise. Pentecost University College, University of Professional Studies Accra, keep clapping. Methodist University College, Wisconsin University, Academic City, rise and sit. National Service Personnel Association, NASPA, Design and Technology Institute, rise for us and sit. Tama Technical Institute, Yedie Youth Association, Opportunities Industrialization Center, I can't hear the clapping, oh. National Vocational Training Institute, NVTI, the Council for Technical and Vocational Education and Training, aka COTVET, Association of Ghana Industries, Artisans Association of Ghana, MasterCard Foundation, and give yourselves all a big round of applause. Woo! All right. Which sets it up nicely for our special guest mentor. He always likes simple introductions, and since he dressed simply, I'll only comply. Let's welcome our special guest mentor for today, the Honorable Ken Ofori-Atta, Finance Minister of the Republic of Ghana. Yes, let's rise to welcome him as he comes, and keep the volume of the clapping as loud as before. And you can add some noise too. Make some noise. Come on, you're young people. Woo! Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Please take your seats. They tune the radio, they ask, what they happen? And then you know that it's the Springboard-Ghana CARES Youth Dialogues. I've never heard the Finance Minister speak Pidgin. Do you speak Pidgin? You did speak Pidgin?
Once upon a time.
Once upon a time. But now you need to speak again. Take it away, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Kafui. Good morning, or is it afternoon yet? It's morning. It's really good to be here. Kafui, thank you. Thanks again for this opportunity. We've heard a lot today, and frankly, we are the ministry are just deeply concerned about our future and how we should manage your future such that the country's transformation is sustainable, robust, and you all become confident and wealthy citizens of our nation. But first, let me thank the university. To shift your graduation to make sure that we have this program for the youth, it's a clear acknowledgement of the demographics that we have and what we are going to do for us. And thank you really for that. Flexibility is what leads to innovation, which leads to prosperity, and obviously what you have done in this university is testament, to the way in which you manage it. So we are trying to, create an entrepreneurial state. We have certainly been dependent on ready-made jobs for people, and it's not sustainable. So how do we prepare the next generation with the future of jobs in mind and a dependence on themselves to look into their future? Let me also thank Albert and Comfort. And Albert said something which is a very significant statement. He called Comfort his friend. It's not an easy thing to have your wife as your friend. I used to go to these weddings and they'll ask me to speak. And I'll say, the issue in Ghana for marriages is that somehow the system compels you to have a girlfriend. And it's a very difficult thing. So what do you do when this whole society is moving in that direction? Now, if you're able to define your wife as your girlfriend, you've solved the problem. Okay. So it looked like just a statement, but I think it's the heart of fidelity and a good society. So let's make our spouses our boyfriends and girlfriends, and we would have solved the Ghana problem. So Albert, thanks for that. I've worked with Albert and Comfort for many years on the Springboard issue with regards to really getting involved with the youth, and also to make them understand that the sky is not really the limit. You can even go higher than that. We saw a 90-year-old person go into space a few days ago, and so things are possible. And I just want to, share with you, a few things on my own personal rise to this position, to just make you understand that it's not an issue of being silver spoon-fed, but small beginnings are important. And you can come from Nazareth to be, the greatest person in the world. And I say that because sometimes you ascribe certain images to people in positions until you know what the beginning really is. I look at myself as somebody who was born out of wedlock, which meant that you needed a strong woman not to abort you, and she escaped to do that. Grew up in Chebi, and therefore you had to walk a mile to school and wake up in the morning and go to the river and, you know, put this cocoyam in your pocket and walk. And that's it. You know, fortunately, at some point, Dad decided, oh, this boy cry, maybe we should bring him to the big city. And then that changed the trajectory. So education, and therefore for me, the intervention of this free senior high school is just critical. So for someone who was not the smartest student in Chebi Government School to then rise to be where we are indicates really that there's no limit to what you can do, you know, and it's important to do that. Okay. So that's one in terms of, you know, where you come from, etc., and the deep belief in values. Then the second one is the growth of entrepreneurship. And yes, you know, one had the opportunity to go out and get these degrees from Columbia or Yale, etc. But in coming back, there were no guarantees as to what you should do. You're in Wall Street. What is there to do? Except a deep belief that you had to give back to the Republic. So what do you do? So we come and we start an investment banking firm in one room in a construction company owned by my cousin in Kantamanto. That was 30 years ago. No promises, no financing, just a deep confidence that we should recreate what we have seen and that nobody owes us anything, but we actually owe the state something because they have somehow given us the basic education, you know, and our mothers and fathers have helped us. So no sense of entitlement, and 30 years later, you have a data bank that is maybe managing some $1 billion equivalent in assets. Okay? So, you know, it's very easy to ascribe, you know, perceptions to it, and you understand where your leaders sometimes come from, and you realize that, you know, they didn't grow up thinking that anybody owed them something. But the state must find a way somehow to facilitate well-educated, get credit, you know, the kind of programs that we are doing, you know, but to really feel that there should be ready jobs for everybody is a different state. So what we are saying is that how do we create Ghana as an entrepreneur state? And what do we do to further consolidate the skills you have with, as Honorable John said, appropriate skills, appropriate technology, appropriate connections, and financing to make sure that, you know, you look at your skill set and translate it into jobs that you like. Because the future, honestly, is not about jobs that are hiring 1,000 or so people, but it's really about you all, you know, starting something new and hiring 1, 2, 3, or 4 or 5 people. Because the SME sector is what really generates it. You know, so you go to the villages, and I had some people go around, and they have 1D, 1Fs in their districts. 1D, 1Fs are mostly sort of agriculture-based, which means that they're going to require raw materials. And you ask, well, so what are you doing while he's waiting for a job? So, but you know, this one is going to need avocado or sweet potatoes or something. Why aren't you part of the supply chain? Because the factory has been built. But because of the mindset that we have, they are looking to go to prisons or immigration or police or something, and that is not sustainable. So really, for us, is saying let's have a change in mindset Let's recreate Ghana as an entrepreneurial state, not a socialist state. And let's see how we leverage off on your deep skills to be able to do that. And I gave you the beginning examples to show that, you know, there's really no limit to where you can go with what you have. And let's not bury our talents. So it's really great to be here, but the youth problem remains maybe the most intractable problem of our time in Africa and globally. At this pandemic level, the past 20 months, in Africa alone, over 103 million jobs, you know, were compromised. And that's mostly women and youth. So we need to begin to look at things differently, to empower you in a different sense of attitude. And I think the Vice Chancellor confirmed that. Because what has been done here is through IGF, which is internally generated funds, and most of the sort of original state universities somehow believe that their IGFs are not enough. But there's more than enough to be able to do this. And that's when you see an example of values, you know, and hard work to do that. I noticed, Madam Registrar, that your values consist of what? Service, integrity, and respect. Is that it? And I was thinking about it, and I said, well, that is like SIR, S-I-R. So you have knighted students in this environment, and with that type of attitude, there's no question that we can build the Ghana that we need for the future. So as a nation, we are faced with challenges, and John, you know, articulated that youth unemployment estimated at greater than 1.1 million, underemployment, meaning you could do much more that you are being able to do. And the question is whether the infrastructure is not good enough to do that, and we recognize that they are doing that. But I think the most debilitating part of it is our own sense of disempowerment and what I call poverty of the mind, in terms of just not feeling strong enough and confident enough to be able to go out there and try things. And businesses do fail, you know, but until you try and try, you will not break through what you have to do. So insufficient formal private sector jobs, in terms of 12% of Ghanaians are formally employed in the private sector, and that's not enough. We need to do much more than that, and we need to create the environment for that. That's the intervention of the Ghana CARES program, which the President charged us to do, and then the specific products and programs that John talked about, going to wrap a lot around the U-Bank concept to make sure that everyone, everywhere, can access that. It is also, according to some research done, that more than 50% of tertiary degree enrollment are occurring in fields with limited or no growth in labor markets. Furthermore, agriculture and computer science are growth areas but receive less than 2% of enrollments. So there are issues of specificity of skills, but truly, I mean, American education mostly talks about liberal arts education, and then they add some skills to it. Now, the reason for, you know, the prominence of liberal arts is to get people to be able to think widely, to have an avalanche of information and understand how you tease out the data that you need to be able to do something else with it. And that creates that flexibility of mind and innovativeness, and that's why America continues to regenerate itself because of the liberal arts education. So the issues of philosophy and ethics, sometimes look irrelevant, but those are the areas that should be in any degree program, and you begin to realize, the breadth and freedom that comes from wide-scale thinking. So we have a situation where the youth of our country are feeling let down, and which part is government's fault, which part is our educational system's fault, which part is the youth itself not feeling strong enough to try different things and step up to being a part of the solution, as opposed to sometimes the nihilism that you see being compounded by, I guess we would say, the 12 spies that went to spy the land and the 10 that came to sow very bad seeds as to the future. And we need to be able to confront that, to be discerning enough to ask the question, who should be doing what, and what is my part in this. The pandemic certainly put us on our back foot, but fortunately, because of the work that we had done in the past 4 years, we did much better than most people in the world and in Africa, as economies contracted by about 3% or so, but Ghana was able to eke out some growth of about 0.4%, which was very helpful. But more importantly, the president was swift and quick in the interventions that we had to do, and boldly stepped in, to correct the dislocation that was going to occur with various programs in terms of electricity and light and water. But more importantly, some 600 to 750 million that was put at the behest of GOMBSSI to ensure that people had access to facilities during the lockdown for their businesses to continue, and also an engagement with the faith-based organizations for them to continue skills training and support for jobs. But the state, irrespective of anything, has a definite role to play with regards to what you call a social contract between us and our citizens, so that each person feels committed to the Republic and understands the role that they have to play without feeling a sense of entitlement. But we always live under this sort of Damocles where you need to ensure that statements or that people think in a way in which is more progressive. Because as soon as people start to think and ask the question, what does it matter to me in terms of the nature of where the state is, then you know that the state is being given up as lost. And this is what we don't want to continue, and thus these radical interventions to make sure that there's jobs for people, but the jobs have to be created by you, and what's your part in it, and what is our part in that. And COVID really taught us to reorient our approach for job creation, particularly because the future of jobs have changed so dramatically. A recent survey with the NAPCO group identified that 98.1% of the young people want jobs in the public sector, i.e. ready-made jobs. But currently, it's not the way of the future. We just can't support that, and that should not be encouraged either. Wages currently are estimated over 50% of our total revenues, and this is wages for only 650,000 odd people out of 30 million people that we have to support and make sure that their future is good. if we were even to reduce wages to revenue by 10%, that is like 5 to 6 billion cedis to be used, to support entrepreneurs, entrepreneurship and credit for you to do your own thing, for you to become your own boss and create jobs for other people. So the issue of becoming an entrepreneurial state must be pursued, with just unrelenting fervor, and have confidence as a government that people have the skill set to have their own future in their hands and not bury their talent. So this is why the ministry is here, why John, who is passionate about entrepreneurship and jobs, is also here and will be leading us to ensure that you all are given a hand up instead of a hand out. Because from where I come from, I believe that if I can do it, then you are more capable of doing it than even I. And if you have a bunch of all of us feeling that confident about our future, respecting our idiom of God, country, and family, I think there will be no stopping this great society, which I say has a manifest destiny with greatness, and you are a major part of that realization. So in the end, our objective as a government is to ensure that we can tackle this unsettling feeling of uncertainty that you have into this brave new world, and we have to make cushion the landing. And that's why the Ghana CARES program and John's description of the youth banking model is going to be a critical part of all of this reversal, change in attitude, and making you dare to do new things. So it's all about jobs, 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 and then we should truly get familiar with the Ghana CARES program, with the youth banking system, and that we expect to launch after the budget, and that could become a central part of what we all think of, the way in which it's being designed after consultation to try and get it right into the university system, and it makes a big change. I remember when I went to college in Colombia, and I went for breakfast, and everybody was being served, people behind the counter, and got my food, went and sat down and ate. Then I went to the classroom, and I'm looking at some of these people. Wasn't that a guy serving at the back of the counter? Yes, everybody worked on campus. So the issue of Juma in Fatame was not even there, by the time they finished school, and you were therefore quite humble in terms of the approach to that. And I think really we ought to bring a system where students, are working in the dining hall or part of the cleaning mechanism, and it just changes the way in which we regard ourselves, that education is a privileged add-on, and that going through school and learning how to do this brings untold respect for people in lower careers, but also frees you to think much broadly. So I was a messenger in the dean's office for 4 years, and I was sitting in the apartment of some of the professors as a doorman in the evenings, and doing my homework, so you don't wake up with any ideas of superiority, but understanding the value of money, the value of time, and an ability to do all it takes. Because I think I would have had a very different attitude if I didn't have the experience, and there's no way coming from Wall Street I'd have gone to Cantonment to open an office. I think I will need an OD, I need, you know, but that rids you, you know, of certain perceptions and understanding that things that are good require sacrifices, and that our values and the good Lord leading it, there's really no limit to what you can do. And you have to really inculcate that spirit. I think we are in an amazing period in our history. We had a great president who brought independence to us, and also a political emancipation of the continent. And that's what led to all of this AU stuff. And then, as the Lord will have it, the Africa Continental Free Trade Area is also in vogue now, because the future is about what trade and investment, and that happens to be in our country, and that's really divine. That gives us the opportunity to really regionalize our economy, so that we don't only talk about 30 million people, but we talk about 380 million people in West Africa, in which a part of a program of Obatampa is to get regional enterprises, which will then enable us to export more and also substitute, be able to stop. I think we spend about maybe $2 billion of our foreign exchange on food import, which is crazy. Tomatoes, rice, poultry, we just eat it, you know. So all of the money we make from cocoa, we just import these things. And therefore, what Eva and Dr. Ansu is saying is that let's get rid of that. Let's not only be food sufficient, but also be able to export, so that we make more money and we use our cocoa money for other things. So it is that framework of Ghana Beyond Aid where we know we have the capacity, but that can only be driven by you also unleashing, you know, your energies and thinking differently. That it's not about ready-made jobs, but it's about what you plug in to be able to contribute to this new order of Ghana as an entrepreneurial state. And we are committed to make that happen. And really all of us at the ministry and government, you know, we just do all that we need to do to ensure that you are given a hand up to be able to realize your God-given talents in a way that makes you confident and prosperous coming into the future. So that's 1 million jobs, and it really makes it easy for me to believe that if there's a mental switch and we are able to provide these resources that we are talking about, of about at least 100,000 people coming out of the tertiary institutions each year, each one being an entrepreneur, hiring 2, 3, or 5 people, that's 500,000 right there. You know, so is it possible? It's more than possible, and you are significant part of this equation. Because if we can be standing here today, I'm sure you can do much more than we are doing. So the ecosystem for financing has to be strengthened, and as John mentioned, we're going to ensure that the banks, the venture capital companies, NEIP, GEA, you know, are strong pillars in the realization of this. The development bank that is coming would ensure that it feeds these institutions with the resources, so that as they are closer to you, they will be able to fulfill the specific needs that you have. You know, another part of this, I remember the intervention during the COVID time was also to look specifically at the issue of culture, you know, and entertainment, because that also signals sort of the renaissance of a society when you begin to ensure that you understand where you come from and that the artists are also giving you a sense of what is happening in your land and where the future should go. So those are all critical parts as you look at a holistic way in which society grows. And that would also be areas that we will support. I mean, most of the developing society, as you know, is kind of informal, low income, and our challenge is to find a way to bridge that so that with the new registration of ID cards, etc., you all will be able to access that, which also enables me to tax you. But if you are making money, you should be able to pay your taxes so that we have the possibility of ensuring that those who are less privileged, we also support them so that the issue of citizenhood is strong and we go forward lockstep together. So I just want to really say that this whole issue of Ofori-Atta, the CARES, the youth banking system that we are going to put together, which will begin from even the university level, will be a real seismic shift in our approach to the future. And you have great apostles and supporters at the ministry and in government. So that the visible hand of the state is now no more, me recruiting people into the civil service, but the visible hand of the state will be facilitating a way in which you become strong entrepreneurs and we wake up owning, as General Champo would say, the commanding heights of our economy, a confident, prosperous society that is wealthy and works in an inclusive way, in a sustainable way. We feel empowered, and we are resilient and proud of where we have to go. So we are expecting, I guess in a sense, somebody may call it a quiet revolution, but it's more than that. A huge social re-engineering to look at ourselves differently, that we can start things, we can promote things, we can create worldwide companies, regional companies, and Ghana will continue to be that green space in West Africa with the democratic credentials, with the rule of law, and of an entrepreneurial society. So we do recognize the hazards that COVID-19 has brought to bear, but it clearly presents an opportunity of just limitless proportion if we are ready to take the risk to grab it, and we can, so we can do it. So we should build a program which will lead to you feeling, refreshed, thinking in a different way, knowing that somebody born out of wedlock could become a finance minister, being looked after by just the mother, that you can start a little company in Cantonment in one room and grow it to be $1 billion management company, and that you just be proud of achieving this manifest destiny of greatness, which Ghana should be. So in the end, it's all about God, country, and family, and we shall do well. So thank you. God bless our nation. Okay. All right.
Thank you. Thank you very much, our special guest and mentor, the Honorable Minister for Finance, Ken Ofori-Atta. You're listening to or watching wherever you are the Springboard-Ghana CARES Youth Dialogues live at the UPSA Auditorium. we are going to dive straight into our colloquium. And at this point, I want to bring back a gentleman who was here earlier. The Deputy Minister for Finance, Honorable Dr. Kuma, will join his boss right on the stage. And I'm also going to have on the stage a couple of people who will be grilling them in a nice, gentle way. This is your seat, sir. Dr. Kuma is right here. This session will be moderated by Reverend Okran. Okay, so here we go. We have a couple of guests that we want to bring on. And by the way, the numbers are up there for you to send in your questions, 024-695-2432. So coming up to join them are Yusuf Mohammed Umar, who is a former president of the Greater Accra NASPA, National Students, National Service Personnel Association, NASPA. So Yusuf is going to come up. Salam alaikum to you, Yusuf. And we also have Jeff Blossom, founder of Blossom Academy, who is going to be joining them right here on the stage. And definitely, last but not the least, we have Letitia Akugre, who has a wonderful story that I'm sure Reverend Okra will tease out of her when she comes. They all have great stories. So Letitia's going to sit in the middle here, and Jeff can sit over there. And we're good to go. I'm going to hand over to Reverend Okran, who is looking very alone, but will bring the podium so that you're not too lonely. And here you go. Take it away, sir.
Well, thank you very much. So what's the one big lesson that you've learned from this interaction in the past 2 hours? What are you taking away from here? I have loads and loads and loads of them, but the good news is that I'm not the one to share my lesson first. It's your lesson that I want to find out from you about. So the number is 024-695-2432. That's the number to send your question to, or your one big lesson from this interaction. And it's not restricted to those in the auditorium alone. It's for those watching us or listening to us on Joy FM, Asasi Radio, YFM, Hits FM, and the various online platforms. Mr. Minister, the questions are in their droves, and we'll see as many as possible that we can start with. Let me start with Derek Aqua for NVTI Pilot Training Institute in Kokomlemle, Accra. He's asking, is there opportunity for those who have technical skills but due to financial constraints find themselves on the streets? Let's keep our answers short so we can take as many as possible because the questions are so many. Let me get Honorable John Kuma to do while Minister catches his breath for a minute. So, Honorable John, yes. Is there opportunity for those who have gone through technical training, yes, but due to financial constraints are on the streets? Let's start with you.
Yes, thank you very much. As part of government interventions, the technical and vocational area is extremely important. So if you look at CODVET, government has a number of interventions for those who have gone through technical training, not just financing, but also equipment for you to start when you have gone through your programs. So you can apply through CODVET, and also under the U-Bank, you can apply through NEIP or GEA for support.
Talking about NEIP and GEA, let me remind you that for those of you who are here in person, to my right, they have stands. You can visit the stand and they will help you to register, show you their website where you can actually sign up and the various financing options and support options available that you can take advantage of. Let me cross over to those on the stage, and naturally, let me give deference to our lady in the middle because it's always very special to get an amazing person. And DTI people here, let's hear a round of applause for our all right, so Letitia is a student who is now an entrepreneur, and she and her teammates participated in the competition and won a prize, the first prize of $7,000 for their prototype of they created a prototype of an innovative adjustable barbecue grill. And now they are upscaling the production in partnership or with engineers from the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research. So I'm sure, Letitia, your question has something to do with technology. You are sitting next to the minister. Ask him your question.
Okay. To me, being part of this is a grateful thing. But I would like to ask the minister, right now we have won a prize of $7,000 we are supposed to use to upscale our business. But then that is still not enough. What will the minister do to us? What support do the minister have for us?
All right, so Letitia gets to sit next to the minister, and straight shooting, she says, we won $7,000 to upscale our innovation. What can you add? I love this. Mr. Minister, over to you. Letitia is looking you right in the face.
So you want an answer right now?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
I love this. I love this.
You know, the life of an entrepreneur is really hazardous. And, you know, we started our company, 1990? And I think we were able to borrow, in the end, after much struggle, maybe $25,000 equivalent. Yeah. And we've been able to translate that. And therefore, there were lots of periods in which we did not pay ourselves. You know, so I'm never really intimidated by the smallness of the amount if one is ready to sacrifice. I mean, how would you imagine that you wanted to build an investment bank with $25,000? It looked quite impossible. With your friends, you've come from Wall Street too, and obviously Ghana, and your friends are vice presidents in the new banks, and they have their ODs and all of that. But you know, deep inside you is really saying, what is the path that I'm going to? So any money in my mind is more than enough if one, you know, is committed to that sacrifice. So we went, I remember my wedding, Kelly, who was my partner, had to somehow borrow money to declare a special dividend for us to be able to do that. And it was a very simple wedding. We actually had it on a Sunday, so that, you know, when you have a wedding on Saturday, that means Sunday you have to have lunch. So when you have it on Sunday, say, no. So we did that. So really, you know, $7,000, you look at it and see how far it would take you and how it would generate. But as John mentioned, you know, the U-Bank program is going to come about, and that would really push it. So I see a lot of, business plans, and somebody who has barely had an income of maybe 500 or 700 CDs a month is now asking for a project that is going to cost 300, 400, 500, and maybe sometimes millions. And I'm looking at them and say, you know, I started with $25,000. So I'm not going to be, you know, stampeded into thinking that this is the only solution. There are many ways to do that, and I think that type of understanding, you know, also result in you not getting into debt and all of that, and building the systems to be able to take more money. So yes, hopefully we expect the U-Banking to be able to help, but look at what comes into your hand and how you can truly leverage it for the future.
Thank you very much. Let me go to Rifkim, who's asking a question that many of us ask, and I'm sure Constance Wanika is listening with rapt attention. Rifkin is asking, why do we bring welders from neighboring countries and other artisans while we have professionals here who can do our work and build our bridges and overheads? I feel like giving the question to you, Constance. Constance Wanika, let me give you 1 minute to speak to that issue. I think you are the expert in that field. Give Constance a mic for me. Constance Wanika, you're doing so much work with this, but why are we bringing people from outside the country to do these works? Bring her the mic. While she comes, Honorable John Kuma, Tony is asking, what's the way forward for Eubank in terms of the informal sector with respect to young people? Do they have space or opportunity in the Eubank setup?
Yes, they also qualify. So there's a special program that would target the community, non-formal skills, and those who want to set up. So they can also qualify, like we directed them to GEA and NEIP for assistance.
So they qualify?
They qualify.
Great. Madam Constance, somebody is saying the carpenters, the tilers, the ceiling people, POP and so on, many people are employing or hiring Togolese, West Africans to do it. Why are the Ghanaians not getting it?
Thank you, Albert. This is a very important question. Just yesterday, we had a conference on precision quality. The issue is one of precision and quality. And so this is something that we hammer on, that it's, the oil and gas rigs, mining companies, big industries are looking for really high precision quality talent. And if you look at all the automobile companies that are setting in, we're not just training. It's an issue of precision and quality. And this is something that we hammer on, that if you're going underground, you cannot afford to weld and just weld anyhow. That's millions of dollars the company is going to lose. So this is something that at DTI that we're really hammering on. And this is something that yesterday at the market conference that we had, it's a mindset attitude. Our local artisans who do things anyhow and tell you, it's not Fanisa anymore that will get you those high quality jobs. And that's why we have an influx of talent that comes in that understands these two keywords. And so this is something that, on the platform for everybody in the skill sector, that you must have a precision quality mindset. That industry will pay for high quality money, but it has to come with high quality work as well.
Thank you very much. So the key is precision and quality, and it matters. It matters. Okay, so Chum Berima Ernest says, I am right here in the hall and I produce charcoal from coconut waste. I even brought a sample. What should I do? I love this.
Well, that's a good, innovative. Briquette is one of the demanded commodities, especially in the manufacturing sectors abroad. So you can even export it. So I will encourage you to talk to the business support desk of NEIP for assistance. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me come back to the minister. Minister, sorry to be overloading you, but you are the star. People want to hear from you. So Elikem Jesse from DTI says there's always been a perception that the nation is anti-entrepreneurship. How do we overcome this myth? Elikem, are you in the hall? Wave me if you're in the hall, because you probably DTI, you must be here. There you go. Where is it? Thank you. Elikem says it's a myth that we don't like entrepreneurs. How do we overcome this myth?
So the question is what? We are
anti-entrepreneurship in this country. How do we overcome the myth? I think it's because you mentioned an entrepreneurial spirit.
No, I mean the challenge of our evolution from independence, in which the first government wanted to ensure that we move very quickly with regards to our industrialization, etc. And therefore we went, the eastern route, which was more socialist, and therefore did not encourage entrepreneurship, even though clearly our cocoa farmers proved that with their little lots, they could do that. But I think the politics was also not great, because you were then offering alternatives against government. So it was a socialist foundation, which then believed in the state doing everything. And I think we've just carried it on. And for us to be able to do a clear reversal is where now we are intervening with a visible hand of the state, but not the way in which we create jobs, etc. for you. And I think that's the challenge. How do we build, a private sector economy outside of a socialist foundation, so that you have administrative capture by us in government dictating where everything is. And hopefully with what we are doing with the new financial architecture, it will free government from doing that and really understand that promoting of private sector would enable wealthy citizens who would then promote the private sector to create those jobs. Yes, so I think there's been a sense, because even if you went to Ministry of Agric, it would be very difficult for you to tell them that that person who has a Land Cruiser should be supported to build a big farm. And they're rather ready to support somebody who has 5 chickens, etc., etc. And so all that has to change for us to do that. So we ourselves in government need a complete realignment of what it is our role is.
Thank you very much. Let me go to Jeff. Jeff, you came from outside the country to establish Blossom Academy. You have a question for the minister, and I have a funny feeling that since you are in science and technology, you will be tempted by that area. But let me not preempt your question. What's your question for the minister, Jeff Achampon?
All right, thank you so much. Good morning. Again, the name is Jeff Achampon. I work on Blossom Academy. We aim to bridge the tech skills gap in Africa's job market. So we do this through data science bootcamps and data analytics trainings. Before I ask my question, I think it's important to preface why I'm asking this question. So back in 2017, I was also working on Wall Street. I wasn't too happy with my job. And I remember going to an event at one of the top universities in New York. And the speaker of the event actually shared with us about his story and how he went to run a marathon while he was in school. And he laid in bed and realized that why is he in New York City? He needs to come to Ghana and set up a business. Fast forward 4 years later, I'm sitting next to the speaker. I talked about the story of Nehemiah, and it's actually a bit breakthrough thinking about meeting him at Columbia University years ago and sitting next to him today. So he tells me that if you're in the crowd, chances are this could also be you as well. So please pay attention to whatever that it has to be said. Now, following that, that event, I decided to set up this academy in Kumasi with Kwame Nkrumah University. We focused on just 6 students. We trained them and helped all of them get jobs, both abroad and locally. That success led to securing funding from the Dubai government and helped us actually scale. But the roadblock that we're facing is that companies here have been making decisions based on belief for so many years. So they don't understand the importance of data analytics. But from what we've also observed is that those who've hired from us create analytics departments to hire our graduates, which means that's job creation as well. So I would love to hear from the minister, or even deputy minister as well, how do we get companies to understand the importance of emerging technologies? Because I believe that was what will actually propel more jobs in the years to come.
That's a fantastic testimony. Let's clap for him. So, the emerging technologies is the way, forward in future in terms of the direction of jobs. And that is why, as part of the U-Bank arrangement, we want to encourage the universities to understand that students with creativity and innovation and new ideas can be supported to start up those ideas even whilst they are on campuses. And I think it will be better when we partner at that level, and so students with such ideas can apply for the endowment fund. And then beyond that, you can even scale up by the further application to the commercial banks and all the other arrangements. So the NEIP has a special program called the Students Entrepreneurship Initiative. It meets students with ideas and innovations and assists them not just with the creativity, but how to manage that and translate that into a business. So I believe further partnership with the existing campuses and institutions that we have will help young people with these ideas to feel motivated and have access to financing. In fact, the key challenge has always been, where do they receive financial support to scale up these enterprises? And we believe government is responding to that through the U-Bank arrangement now, and so they will be supported. Thank you.
Yeah, let me sort of add to John, and thank you for remembering that episode. I think I had done the New York City Marathon at that time. I was really young, quite precocious, and you know, by the time you finish, you have all sort of acid in your body, and you certainly can't go to work the next day. So lying in bed and contemplating, Charlie, what am I doing in New York, you know, and led to those questions and the first step to come back home. But with regards to the question of how to get companies to begin to reimagine the future, you know, it's really a new engagement that we are going to have with the AGIs and co to support, you know, that kind of new awareness and training, so that they themselves begin to look differently at the future and therefore whom they have to hire. So those are stakeholder engagements with the bankers, of AGI, of Chamber of Commerce, to know that the competitiveness is changing, and that is going to be part of, you know, the Ghana CARES program, so that people are brought up to speed with the new reality.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Let me come to Mohammed Sani, CEO of Cocoa Cafe. He says, what specific drive can the government offer startup entrepreneurs like us who are into cocoa, serving breakfast, because we want to venture into agro-processing of Ghanaian local cereals for both local consumption and export. Let me bring Philomena Norman for just a minute. You mentioned something earlier about helping people who are trying to process food from the Ghana Enterprises Agency. How do they sign up, especially those who are not here in person?
Okay, so just as I said, we are in 191 districts across the country. You can always access the Business Advisory Center or the Business Resource Center, where we can assist you so that you can be able to get the product certified, the premises itself also certified with Food and Drugs Authority and the Ghana Standards Authority, for us to ensure that whatever you are producing is wholesome for consumption. Yeah.
And the website address?
It's www.gea.gov.gh.
gea.org.gh. Sorry. gea.gov.gh. So that's the address to send, to go to get more about the Ghana Enterprises Agency. Let's take the last 5 questions. Nicholas says, I'm a student with very high IT skills, including software development, database management, and I have dreams of setting up a very big software development company. I don't know where to go to achieve my dreams, and then also the opportunities I see are around cafes and printing presses. What do I do? Nicholas is a student with high IT skills and software development and database management. He's wondering what opportunities there are, and he seems to think that whatever he sees seems to be around printing presses and cafes. What should he do?
Yeah, I think many students have this problem. They have an idea, we want to do this, but where do we start from? And that is why your first request must not be about money. It must be about where can you get the business advisory support to package your concept properly. And I will encourage them to make good use of the business support desks at both GEA and NEIP. If you go there, just go, even if you don't have an idea, but you have the passion to do something for yourself. They also have a pool of ideas that you can tap into any of them to start your own businesses. So engage the business support desks of either GEA or NEIP, and they will assist you on where to start from, how to package, and where to get support from.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Of course, representing the tens of thousands of national service personnel in this country, we have Yusuf Mohammed Kairu, former Greater Accra NASPA president. Yusuf, what's the question for the minister?
Good afternoon. It's a privilege to be on the same platform with two honorable ministers. On behalf of all national service, especially Greater Accra, we have a very big challenge as NASPA or as national service person. First of all, has to do with our welfare at our various workplaces, and I believe most of the participants here are definitely going to pass through the service period and also become members of NASPA. The question therefore is, with the capacity of an average of 80,000 service personnel being posted every year, just about 10% of us after service are retained or get employment. With all the plans, with all the beautiful proposals under the Ghana Care Obatampa project, what is the package for the service personnel who is in the house at least from the last 5 years? We have over 400,000 service personnel seated in the house with nothing to do. Some have plans, ideas to probably even start up a business, but there are so many challenges. That's on another one question. My second question will have to do with the legal space. Most enterprises or entrepreneurs face a lot of legal issues. I, for one, am a victim. I currently have a litigation with an MTN based on whatever happened. Yet I don't have a representation because every lawyer you walk to seeks to demand something from you. I would like to ask on behalf of all entrepreneurs, what is the package for young people who are striving on their own? When they get locked up along the process, what can they do? Where can they seek legal help from without having to cough up the huge sums of amounts being charged by our lawyers on the streets? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Maybe I take the lead, the minister will conclude. The question of national service personnel going home after service, this is what we sought to address by encouraging young people. See, times have changed. Earlier on, before even your final year, companies will come and pitch to you. They will actually woo you to come and work for them before even you write your final paper. Times have changed now. Now, you finish your national service, and if you are not careful, you sit home for 4 to 5 years. So that is why we are having this engagement, that even before you complete school, begin to think about an idea where you can create the opportunity for yourself and for those of your friends who didn't have opportunity of university education. Remember when you were in class 6 of JSS, how many of your classmates made it to have a first degree certificate? So the opportunity you have as a higher educated person should come with ideas that address those who didn't have the opportunity. So don't sit home 3 years, 4 years, and wait for somebody to give you that opportunity. So that's the first thing. Let's begin to have a paradigm shift in our thinking, in how we see our jobs in future. So please, this is an example of what we've been telling you today. Look beyond just graduating and the certificate and doing your service. Whilst you are in school, begin to plan your life. The next 5 to 10 years, what project do you want to start and how can you be assisted? The advice on business support, whether legal, accounting, or financial, bookkeeping, and everything, you can always access that for free from any of the business support tables, either at GEA or NEIP. If they have to link you to the legal aid office, they have personnel there trained to assist you so that you don't pay anything. If it's about accounting and you don't know how to put your books in order to be able to source funding in the banks, they will assist you on proper basic bookkeeping arrangement so that your business will grow in time and then you can formalize it. So all these services are available to every young man who wants to take advantage. So be encouraged to do so. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I think this is really part of the reason for this engagement. You know, I'd never really put my mind into legal issues as being a constraint. So that would be interesting to look at as to the extension of services that NEIP or GEA would give to support that. But, you know, the fundamental question that I ask myself is, what is the role of leadership in these situations? So National Service Secretariat should by now know that the students who are placed seem to sit at home or do sit at home for 3 to 5 years. Now, why is that continuing to happen, and what is the responsibility of the National Service Secretariat to help avert that? You know, if you have the statistics which shows that really government cannot employ anymore, it means therefore clearly that that 1 year is a transition period. You know, and my students are going to then left stranded. So the question is whether even in your orientation of these students, it is very clear that the future is about entrepreneurship, and therefore whether that orientation encompasses a strong sense of luck. Only 10% of you are going to likely be retained, and so what program do we have for the 90% on an entrepreneurship trajectory so that we mitigate that? And I think it's an activist, you know, engagement of all of these institutions that will help alleviate that. But we ourselves, of course, of this intervention that we are talking about, expect that those numbers will come down. But I think institutionally, all such entities like yours should come to the reality that this is where it is at, and this is where the nation has to move so that we can work together to avert that. And therefore, a closer collaboration with the Ghana CARES program and with what we are going to be doing with the U-Bank. So people, there's no confusion as to the inevitability of not getting a job at your national service place, and that entrepreneurship is going to be the order of the day. You know, let's just be frank and honest with the statistics and confront what it is. There was a lady who did French, and she'd been home for 2-3 years, and you know, in discussion said, well, why don't you teach French to these diplomats' children who don't speak English. And she thought it was kind of beneath her, and that becomes the problem of not even appreciating the talent you have and how you can leverage it to do something else, you know. So the issue of working at the university is important, to rid you of this perception that there's something that should be cooked for you, and understand what has been given you so you leverage upon it. And maybe that's going to be one of the key issues of social re-engineering, that maybe the Ghana CARES program should work with you, so we can help let people think differently as to what the future holds for them.
Thank you very much. Let's put our hands together and appreciate the minister. Last question or contribution. Anthony Otumfo, I like the name. He has 2 suggestions for you, Mr. Minister. He says, why do we have to pay to register a business or company? He's suggesting 2 things. First of all, that as part of your efforts to incentivize entrepreneurship, that registration of companies could be made free. And then the second suggestion is that startup companies could be given 3 to 5 years tax-free status, and then when they get established, they can pay the taxes and contribute to nation building. Mr. Minister, these are the 2 contributions from Anthony Otumfo. You would like to comment on them? Registration of companies being made free and 3 to 5 years tax rebate.
I think we announced incentives, on these levels, right in, was it 2017 or 2018? So I'm not sure he's researched it well enough. The issue of the Registrar General, I guess that we can begin to consider to facilitate entry into that business. But it's the issue of taking a small coin to block out the sun from coming in. It's very easy to find 1 or 2 impediments and say this is what is stopping me from moving forward. And I think we need to get bolder about it. But certainly we need to set the ground rules to make it easier, lower inflation, currency stability, all of those things are things that are new and should be appreciated in addition to other things. But the walk of entrepreneurship is not saddled with asphalt roads. It's really perilous, and we should understand that it is. But it builds perseverance and endurance, and that's what makes the difference between you and the next person. So yes, we'll try and do our part, but figuring out 1 or 2 issues that completely demobilizes and disempowers you, is a sure way of not beginning at all. Yeah, so let's encourage you and see ways in which you brave these difficulties and still come through that. And I think that's what I really am worried about, this sort of poverty of aspiration, which stops you from the extra push to be able to get there.
Thank you very much. Let me give the last question to Achami Kwame so that after that you can sing 1 song for us. Is that a good agreement? Do you all agree? Okay, Achami, ask the last question. I have your question, but I'll let you ask it in your own words. Should I read it for you? Come and ask it yourself. So that you can promise that you sing the song.
Achami.
Honorables, please, the elephant in the room is that young people, especially Ghanaians, perceive that they are way better than artisan jobs like plumbing, musicianship, carpentry. So technically, a graduate like myself who finds himself at home not finding a white-collar job will still not go to the plumber or the carpenter next door to ask him to teach his trade. What are we doing as a nation in terms of investment in area of advocacy, education and reorientation? What are we doing to set this false identity of our people back and reorient us to know that we are what we are. Thank you.
That qualifies for 2 songs. How do you achieve you mentioned reorientation, but social reorientation and re-engineering. But Minister, speak to that.
This may be kind of the deepest question, and that's why the issue of promoting the arts and Renaissance is so important, because they fundamentally understand the psyche. You know, the funny thing is we do all sorts of jobs when we go out. So we kind of understand deep down somewhere subliminally that things must be different. And then our pride and ego gets in the middle of it. So how do you go to America for 10 years, 11 years, work on Wall Street, and then come and start a company in Cantonment? There has to be a reorientation. And therefore, what we're talking about, how do we get students to begin to do work study in universities so that no job is too menial for you, and then you read the Bible, Zechariah somewhere, and don't despise small beginnings, So it's this whole social re-engineering of thought and beginning to appreciate, because when you speak to these masons and whatever, those who have the diplomas, etc., and are hiring people, they make a lot of money. So, and as I told you about this lady who has studied French. So it's a very important thing, and whether we can, work with musicians and to begin to evangelize, sort of this new concept of, free yourself, from mental emancipation and, all of those things that we don't hold dear, because that then liberates us, to participate in the new economy, and you learn a lot from that. It wasn't easy, working in Cantamanto with your friends and whatever, but there was a clarity of, what could happen in future. Yes, so it behoves us to maybe get a special program to begin to talk about the need to get off your butt, stop feeling proud, use your talents in a way that will lead to eventual success. There are transition periods that we must be. You have no business, still depending everything on your parents when you have a degree. The shame and talk, and then encourage and break this stranglehold. That there's only one path towards, success. But I think that brings an interesting issue of how to work with the arts to get people to understand that times are different and nobody's going to be laughing at you, But the last time I went to a restaurant, the people serving were graduates. So you're beginning to see, that new understanding that, yeah, I can be doing my degree, getting some money to support myself in a decent way, and then, move forward. But that's important. We'll think through, some programs to get people reflecting on the social re-engineering, because that's key. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Before we come back to Minister for his closing thoughts in a minute, I can't close this program without a special acknowledgement. And for all the young people here, just to tell you that after this, we've made 2 promises. There will be a performance by Ochame Kwame. Then there will be a wow moment. We'll give out 2 phones right now. Randomly selected participants will win a phone which you could use for your work and all your technology stuff. It will take you a long way. But before, who thinks you win the phone? All right. Before I come back to Minister for his closing thoughts in a minute, I think I'd like to acknowledge a very special constituency here. So, Mr. Minister, when you left Sunyani, you promised Cape Coast that you will come there next. Cape Coast. And somehow, they heard that you were coming to Accra. But some very persistent people traveled all the way from Cape Coast to come to Accra to see you and go back and wait for you there. So as a mark of our respect, we would like to ask the National Vocational Training Institute people who traveled all the way with 3 buses from Brewer to Accra and are going back after. Rise to your feet so we clap for you. Let's give them a super, super, super round of applause. It's just beautiful, beautiful. We love this, we love this. I mean, it's just amazing, amazing. Do you want to hear from the minister? Minister, they want to hear from you. They still want you in Cape Coast.
Cape Coast, there we can get there, you know. So let's figure out a time to do it. Yeah.
All right. So Minister says you come to Cape Coast. Let's put our hands together. He will come in person. Please be seated, and make sure we take a picture with the minister before you go. Your institution. All right, Kafu, let's share the announcements.
Okay, quick announcements. We're going to project a URL on the screen right now. It's a feedback form. We want to know your impressions of how we did. What you liked, what we can do differently next time to make it a better experience for you. So that is it. So just go on your phones, type that in https://bit.ly/SBYD123, and it will take, it's a very short feedback form. Kindly put that. I wish you could just copy it from there, but if
I know,
you can't,
right?
just look at it and put it on your phone and fill that form for us. And then there's a couple of announcements on certificates that will be placed that way. And the certificates are in the names of the institutions. So ideally, a representative from your school or your organization will pick up the certificates and go and do the distribution at base. For those of you who came individually, the certificates will be there. You can pick up your individual certificates as well. And food will also be served on both wings, left and right. And you go with your coupons, and that's it. Those are the quick announcements. So feedback, food, certificates.
Okay, so let me say it in Ghana. None of you are Jack here. So the feedback forms are there. Just fill them. And we're saying that the certificates will be shared in institutional blocks. That means that the whole of Legon Business School will have it as one. Don't all rush to the stand. Just let one person pick it, and you can share it either on your bus or as a collective by yourselves. Same as all the other institutions. For those who came as individuals, there's a separate stand for you to pick up your certificates. Same arrangement has been made for lunch for every single participant. And I'm going to go now to the Honorable Minister, but before he talks, I would like to say this about today's innovation. And Honorable John Kuma mentioned it earlier, but you will see that he works with the minister, so he's talking about his boss. Madame Ivamen said it earlier, but you will say she was also talking about her boss. The Vice Chancellor made the same statement, but you will say, okay, so he's the host, he has to be nice. I would like to say that these Springboard Youth Dialogues and ministers' personal commitment to doing them is an innovation and a novelty that we are all very proud of. And I recall that for the very first edition in Tamale, after a grueling session like this, 3 hours of a program, then a media interaction, one-on-one interaction, I counted and I said he's been at this for 6 hours. And one of the comments that I heard that was very heartwarming is that somebody said, we've never ever seen a finance minister in person. And to go to the extent of not just coming to our region, but spending time with us all through for 6 hours is something that we find very, very humbling. Now, if you're here and you think that you have been inspired by the commitment shown by our minister to this intervention, why don't you show it with not just a round of applause, but a big shout from young people. If I were him, if you clap like this, I won't come again. I want the DTI people to show them how to clap. No, MVTI, show them how to do it. I love this. Which one is this? Which school is on my right in white? Show them how to clap. I think you are leading. What about those in the middle? Show them how to clap. All right, Minister. So the last one, those at the top in blue, middle and left, show them how to clap. All right. It's a young people's program, so we can have fun while we learn. Mr. Minister, your closing thoughts to the hundreds of young people who have gathered today to listen to you and to receive direction for the future. Your closing thoughts, please.
Great. So let's clap again for ourselves. This is truly exciting. But I think we should go away being clear that all of us, there's really no limit to how far we can go. And let's not despise small beginnings, because it is through that we build, perseverance and grit to be able to get where we are. But also acknowledge, I think that we are in a really special country, and deeply, I believe that we have a manifest destiny of greatness, and we must plug in to be part of this great adventure that our forefathers started. And we are moving from a system of dependence on the state as an employer into one in which we have an entrepreneurial state. So let's start to begin to think differently, and we in government also begin to put buffers in place with the Ghana CARES program, Batampa, and then the Ubank system that we intend to launch. But when it's all said and done, I think the last time we talked about some 6 R's, which is, let's really be reflective, about what we want to do on your purpose. Challenge yourself. You're not supposed to be sitting down burying your talents. Let's research our opportunities, because truly the future of work has changed, and you have the capacity to be sitting in your bedroom and trading globally. So let's reflect on those opportunities. Let's reach for change that will transform our financial future. And the little money that we get, see how we can effectively use that, so that we also build this resilience in the face of challenges, which challenges we will have, but that's what makes the difference going forward. And then responsibility, because of the level of education in challenging things we see in social media, in questioning journalists, and asking why certain things are done, so that we get to the root cause of it and solve the problems, and really rise to the very top in whatever we choose to do. Let's really go forth and become what you were created to be, and be bold and courageous about it, because truly there's no limit to what we can do. Yesterday I mentioned that Asembi Wapa, Hinana Obeka, if there's an issue, let's discuss it, forcefully, to get to a solution that makes sense. And this was all Ephraim Amus saying, Ejume biwa honsoa, Hinana Obeye, and let's stand in the gap to be able to see what these jobs are, and who is it who can do it, but us, so that we build a strong society in which God, country, and family, are predominant values. So we stand on the threshold with the youth, which is more than a third of our population, and to be able to craft a future that is much better than the 60 years that we have experienced. And we really thank you for the opportunity to be here to engage. We've got some great ideas that we'll incorporate, and hopefully we would also bring to you after the budget a pathline to mitigate the difficulties and challenges that you have. So thank you, and God bless our great nation.
A mighty, mighty, mighty round of applause for Finance Minister, the Honorable Ken Ofori-Atta. Let's show our love, let's show our appreciation. Let's just say thank you to him for being here, for interacting with us, for answering our questions, and for showing his commitment. And look out for the budget next year, and the details of it. One more time, a big round of applause for Right Honorable Ken Ofori-Atta. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you all. Please be seated for a minute. Be seated for a minute before we come to the song by Ochami and the wow moment giveaway. When we show our appreciation, we want to show it in unique ways. So I have two people who want to make a presentation to the minister. Ochami Kwame has written a book, and he wants to present it to the minister, and I think it's a very beautiful thing. So, and then there's a guy called Mike's Portraits. He says he's always dreamt about taking a picture with the minister. He's an artist. So what's the better way to take a picture with the minister? He's drawn the minister. He says, let me just present the portrait to you and take a picture with you. Isn't that nice? So let's invite Mike Portraits. Mike Portraits. You know, when I heard about it, I said, it's just a nice way of saying, Charlie. Is that Mike's Portraits? Charlie, I like your walking, sir. Jeff, he'll be a few years from now, he'll be telling a story about going to a function and presenting a portrait and becoming a star. Okay, so Mike has drawn the minister, and he's accompanied by his teacher. Is that your art teacher? Oh, okay. Oh, okay, you're his sector manager. Okay, you can come with him. So turn it and let's see the minister's portrait and present it to the minister. Let's put our hands together for Mike's portrait. Wow. Go forward with him. So Mike presents his portrait to the minister. Stand by him. Oh, let's encourage a young man. Very beautiful thoughts, very beautiful action. My God bless you, and may you become even greater than you've ever dreamt. Congratulations. Let's welcome Ochami Kwame. All right, let's put our hands together. Minister appreciates the gesture. Ochami. Okay, Minister Ochami wants to present his book to you. This is his first book, and he's written about marriage, a subject I know you are very passionate about. Ochami and Minister are having tete-a-tete.
I think he's trying to influence the entertainment portion of the budget for next year. Yeah, give us more money.
Okay, let's put our hands together for Ochami Kwame. Interacting with the minister about his book, and I'm sure about the arts and entertainment sector. It should feature in the budget. It's very dear to his heart. A round of applause for him. And the final one, guess what? Another person has drawn the minister again, this time from DTI, Samuel. We should have done a minister art competition. Let's show it. Samuel from DTI. I think when we go to Cape Coast, we do a minister drawing competition so that. Let's appreciate Samuel. It's interesting, Minister, that all the pictures are pictures of you thinking about the economy.
The last presentation will be 2 phones to 2 of you here. Are you happy about that? Yes, that's the one you want.
So before Minister sits down, can we just give out these 2 phones?
Yeah, let me go and put my hand inside and shake.
Randomly selected participants.
Shake,
randomly
shake,
selected.
Shake. Make a shake them. Make a shake them well. All right.
I will hold on. Let me pick the first one. You can add these ones. Go under. Go under. Is somebody winning the phone? All right, why not? Okay, Kafu, the first winner.
My eyes are closed. I'm fully masked. I don't know what the correlation is, but I'm going to dig deep. And this first winner is going to get a phone. Thank you.
It is a female. And the name starts with, the first name starts with what letter?
G. If you are a female with a G in your name, first name, raise your hands.
Wave your hand, wave your hand.
G. Gloria,
Gifty,
Gladys, Gifty,
Gloria,
Georgina,
Gladys.
Georgette.
Okay. So the winner of the phone is Gloria. Please come for the phone.
Where are the Glorias? Come. Where are the Glorious? How many Glorious we have? Hey, we have 2 Glorious.
Are you also Gloria?
This whole room. Hey.
Gloria what? Gloria Yabua. And then Gloria what? Pardon? Gloria Aidan. Gloria Yabua, Gloria Aidan. Which one is it? Is there any other Gloria? Where is she? Going. Is there any other Gloria? Where is she? Oh. Which Gloria is this? Pardon? Gloria Enam. Is there any other Gloria? You keep saying yes. Where is he or she?
But why are you up there if you are called Gloria? Or you just change your name?
Going. Has the Gloria gone home? Okay. I'll give 10 seconds more for any other Gloria who is here to come. And then I give out the phone. It's just for entertainment. Kafi. I have a feeling that the Gloria is here already. Let me prove it. Gloria.
Yebua.
Is it Yebua or
Enam?
Or
Aidan.
Is it Gloria Yebua, Enam or Ida? Pardon?
Are these all the Glorias here? If you are a Gloria, please come down.
If the Gloria has gone home, then she's disqualified.
Exactly. You have to be here to win. So if she's not here...
Okay, last 2 Glorias.
Some 2 more Glorias are coming.
They're running down the aisle, running down the aisle, and running down the aisle. Are you also a Gloria? From what institution? St. John's Grammar. You are panting. Gloria what? Boating. Ampofu. Is there any other Gloria here? No. All right. In that case, then the Gloria has gone home.
Is there any more Glorias? Another Gloria is coming. Okay, let's see. We want to be sure we've covered all the Glorias.
Sure. You see?
This Gloria is a queen. She doesn't run.
Are you a Gloria? Gloria what?
Gloria Foley Mensa.
Okay, please come. Kafi, please give the slip to Constance Swanika to announce.
Are there any more glorious left? All right, we're done.
Kafi, give the slip to Constance to announce.
I should give the person. You were saying?
Give the slip to Constance to announce the winner.
Okay, so Constance.
Free and fair.
Charlie, since everybody's jumping, me too, I'll jump some.
And present it. Constance, here you are.
Gloria Ofori-Atta.
So, last minute, and she came and won it. Okay, so we have another phone. Who wants it? Okay, Kafi, come and give her the last one.
All right, last one.
Where is he?
I'm here.
Mr. Day.
Please,
okay.
You have to be in the room to win. If you're not here, you can't win. Okay, are we good to go?
Absolutely.
Should I pick?
Please go ahead.
Okay, from the very bottom, here's the winner.
And the winner is once again a lady. Philomena, the ladies are here. The winner of this phone is Dinah Yawson.
Where is she? Is she here? Dinah Yawson?
Dinah Yawson. You've won yourself a phone.
Oh, you're not happy for her? Clap for her. Show.
All right, Dinah, climb up, and let Honorable John Kumar present your phone to you. Climb up.
Come up.
The Member of Parliament to present to you, it's your big honor to meet a Member of Parliament live. It's a big thing. Please applaud her. This is the biggest day of her life.
Which organization? Where are you from? Okay,
Oh, please celebrate with her. All right. Honorable John Kumar, the Accra audience has been so nice. I mean, so good that you want to present a bonus phone. Do you agree? And you pay for it? Okay, so Honorable John Kumar will pay for a last phone to give out. Do you all agree? Okay, so Honorable himself will come and pick, and then he will sponsor one phone.
Please come and pick.
So that at least one more person will get a phone. It's too good. Honorable John Kumar, pick one phone. This time it is the men. Honorable, and the winner is
Force in Bismarck.
Honorable will add 100 Ghana cedis of airtime.
It looks like the whole school is going to use this one phone. Charlie, the happiness is too much. Boss, can you use phones at school? Can you use phones at school? You can? When?
Don't worry. So Force and Bismarck, give us the last 2 digits of your phone number, and Honorable will add 100 Ghana cedis airtime to your phone. He said, just the last number, is that all? He said, yes, that's all. Give me the last 2 digits of your number to confirm that it's you. 36. It is indeed 36. You take a picture with the minister and we'll give you a brand new phone plus 100 Ghana cedis of airtime. Thank you very much. Please wait for us here. We'll sort it out for you right now. Okay, we've had so much fun. Next time you hear about the Springboard Youth Dialogues, please, wherever you are in this world, make your way there and we'll come with answers, with solutions, with engagement, We didn't hear from Dr. Yawansu today, but Dr. Yawansu, thank you so much for coming and for your amazing effort. Please rise, let them see you. Madam Ivament, thank you so much for being here. Please rise, let them see you if they came late. Kofi Enin and the team from the ministry, please rise. Let's put us together for this hard-working team. Philomena Norman, please rise, let them see you. Franklin, Constance Swanika, please rise, let them see you. All the team that has been on the stage today. The Vice Chancellor had to leave us to attend to another engagement, but we thank him so much. And we want to say a big thank you to the Honorable Minister for Finance, Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta, for spending today with us. We truly appreciate you, sir, and we ask for God's blessings on your life, long life, good health, and grace to lead and to succeed in the work God has given you, and that the President has entrusted into your hands. God bless you, sir. Thank you very much. Let's appreciate him. Thank you, Honorable Dr. John Kuma. We can go back to our seats as we get ready for the press interaction, brief press interaction. So you can go back to your seats, please. Thank you very much. Let's appreciate them as they go. I love this. I love this. I love this. With the young people who accompanied them, going down with them, let's clap as they come down. It's a beautiful thing for. Let me invite my friend and my boss to give us a closing prayer. So just before we close with the Chame singing, just to remind all of us that the food is on the left and the right, and there's enough food to feed 5,000, so please don't rush. Secondly, the National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program is set up on their stand here, as well as the Ghana Enterprises Agency. Please ask them all the questions that you have, and then if you are listening online or watching online, please go to their website, gea.gov.gh. So just to remind you, certificates are set out in institutional blocks, lunch is set out, and then you can give us your feedback with this short code. Just a short, and most of you have done it, but those who haven't done it, please do it. It's part of your development to learn to fill forms online. Before Ochami Kami comes to sing, let me say the closing prayer. And in saying it, I'll defer it to my friend, Minister Sister. She reminds people that she's my girlfriend and my friend. The Executive Director of the Springboard Roadshow Foundation, Comfort Okran, working so hard to make this program possible. Let's put our hands together as she comes to give us a closing prayer.
Shall we pray? Shall we be upstanding as we pray? Wonderful. Thank you all for coming today. Don't forget that we have done a great job today, looked at what things we need, the opportunities that exist. Don't forget to chase those opportunities, because that is what will guarantee us our success. Father, we thank you for today. We thank you that you made this thing possible. We thank you for the Honorable Minister. We pray, lifting him up, asking for guidance, asking for wisdom, oh Lord. I pray for the team with him, as for the Ministry of Finance. Lord, grant them more grace. Give them ideas about how to actualize the plans and policies they have outlined. I pray for the participants. I pray for other speakers as well. Father, in your wisdom, you gave us the energy to be here. May we continue in that energy to pursue the things that we need to do. I pray for the team, the volunteers who enable this program come to pass. I pray, oh God, that you give them the grace for where they have lost. In all, oh God, I pray for our country. Every single individual here is to project our country that it shall be strong and it shall be great. May the ideas that are born out of here, may the opportunities that people pursue, may it come to be that we would be people who are filled with precision, people who know how to do their work, people who are professional, and because of that, our country will become great. We give you glory, we give you praise, because you enabled today to happen. In Jesus' name we pray thanksgiving. Amen.
And on that spiritual note, let's welcome us.
Please, Montrance. So, I want all young people here, I want each and every one of you to raise up their hand like this. And please say after me, I am a Ghanaian. I love Ghana. I am not above any job in Ghana. It is the problems in Ghana that we must find solutions for. I will do whatever it takes to make Ghana better. So help me, God. Now get up and let's sing a Made in Ghana. Chamitum. Okay. They say I smile too much. I'm way too hot. I'm too spirited. I'm cool-tempered. They say my voice is silly, oh. My girls are hipsy, oh. I love my soccer, and my ladies taste like sugar. I'm made in Ghana. Let's go. I'm made in. I'm made in. Hey, I'm made in Ghana. You can take me to London. You can take me to Lagos, but I'm made in Ghana. Everybody, let's go. I'm made in. I'm made in. I'm made in. Hey, I'm made in. Hey, you can take me to London. Still. You can take me to Lagos, but I made it. Okay, listen to the rap. Flight na besi kotoka. Boga unity dia or the car. Ya kase boys I share na temperature. Na ye boto mu asem pocket pressure. Now so still ye didida. E show one show love you be bima. Boss uti ase so muna twini Benz na hasa samane fans wa ye yawa. Hey, Rasta man say one love. From Bole to Accra, one soul. Yenyina Sidia, one do. Kelewele Nepaya, one bow. But a man day they want chop rango. But some few ones day they want show. Gonna be the gateway, no be the window. Yenyina do Ghana swap for something a yayro. Etoda ye Messica, a winya chenipa. So nana number one matter, then ya best say ye gunsa, and I want ye missa. Oh my Ghana about the rap about the Bramian to Sat Boko. I made it. Hey, I made it. I made it. Hey, I made in Ghana. You can take me to London. Still. You can take me to England. But my mom back home. They say, Benku over fried rice anytime. Fufu over pizza, any size. Kente over linen, any size. High life over hip hop, bonnet twice. Yenshia Kumase, Kosha handsome. Easter Equal, Kosha yesem. And I yan kopa gan kopa, then chemta DC man, bachelor one yensem. Asasi pocho, am I a coco? Yebedia the Jai export wo. I just saw mutio. Am I a big dough? Farmers, moya guys, your respect for sure. Ghana's about to rise you on the light and stay close. The press feed the people know they're right in the case close. Winnie Babuache, Cape Coast Damba Tamale, the culture and I am made in Ghana. Thank you very much.